Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. EDGYTIM here. Welcome back to the worldwide headquarters. And today we are inching ever closer to the IHSA State Semifinal Round Games. Everything Saturday, nothing Friday. How weird is that going to be for you and for me? Believe me, it's very strange to not have a game to go to Friday. Almost thought this was going to happen last week because I remember the year before, I think it was the quarterfinal round where there were no Friday games. Well, we luck out this year. We had good weather last weekend, so we had one game in the state last Friday, which was Cary Grove, which ironically taking on Belvedere North, who beat Cary. So we'll talk about the Blue Thunder. Love that nickname, by the way. Um, but no Friday game, so it's weird. It's like even weird for like my wife. Like she's like, why are you home? Sorry. Um, I'm sure there's something. Is there a prep bowl playoff game or something I could go cover? 8-man? I'm sure. But yeah, it's going to be always interesting when you get one off during the season. But looking forward to Saturday games. So we will break down the 5A semifinal. Fortunate enough to be able to see three of the four schools. Wheaton St. Francis is saw the first round against Morgan Park. Belvedere North, as I mentioned, I saw last Friday up at Cary. And then Providence, I saw beat Loyola early in the regular season. Have not seen Oak Forest, but man, what a great story for the Bengals. Again, a program that generally have been pretty solid. I know there were a couple of years here recently where they didn't fare well, and I know there's been a couple of coaching changes. And again, I know that first year head coach is Zach Sadek, I believe is his last name. And again, I haven't even met the gentleman, but man, how exciting is it for Oak Forest? A huge win against Peoria. And people are like, and I was on the podcast with Mike Clark. Well, they beat a downstate team. No. Can't look at that way at all. Peoria had a chance to see the Lions earlier in the season. Folks, that is a quality win for Oak Forest. There's no doubt in my mind. Peoria could beat a lot of teams in 5A and even maybe a couple of teams that are still in 5A. So nothing but hype and praise for Oak Forest. And to me, they are the sleeper team here. Yeah, Lockport, yeah, Oswego, but I mean, Oak Forest, again, it's a combination of a good group of seniors, a core that really been together for 4 years at Oak Forest. Daniel Chop is their quarterback, run a triple option, heavy run presence in that offense. And Daniel manages that offense really, really well. He's a threat running it, can throw it as well, definitely has a passing ability. And just really happy for Oak Forest. So we'll get into the Bengals a little bit, talk about their matchup with Providence. But first, we'll talk about the upper bracket. St. Francis at Belvedere North. And folks, I'll tell you right now, Belvedere North blew my doors off Friday. I did not see coming what I saw out of the Blue Thunder Friday night. So we'll set the scene just a little bit. Coming out of the Nick 10, you don't know what to expect. The Nick 10 obviously it's the bigger enrollment schools out of the Rockford area. A lot of Rockford public schools involved as well. Belvedere North, to be fair, under Jeff Beck, you gotta love the coach's name, Jeff Beck. Pretty successful since the moment they opened the doors. Again, they opened the school in 2007. They've been pretty consistent as a state playoff team. I actually saw the Blue Thunder the first year they made the playoffs. They played at Gately. I'm trying to remember who they played. They ended up losing that first round game, but I do remember seeing them. And they run triple option. It is a very disciplined, well-run triple option. And again, we talk about veterans and experience. It's a pretty senior-heavy Blue Thunder team out of Belvedere North. They go up against a Cary Grove team that also runs option, very similar in style. So again, I think a lot of people didn't realize that, and I didn't realize until recently when I went back and started watching some film. Hey, this Belvedere North team, if anyone's going to know how to defend this Cary offense, it could be these guys. And you know what? Damn! If I was not wrong on that. Belvedere North played great defense Friday night. They, for the most part, and again, Logan Abrams ended up with, I think, 134 yards on 32 carries. That's a lot of carries for a fullback. And they kept him in check. Didn't really break open anything big. And that's the key to defending that option. You take out that fullback, you take away that fullback dive as an option. Kerry tried bouncing the outside, and honestly, folks, Kerry just didn't have the speed and I think the skills this year that they've had in years past. Not quite the speed that they were able to generate over the last several years. And you can see it right away. First couple of series, Kerry could not get outside, and even, they went back to dive. They ran the dive. God, I couldn't even tell you how many times. Again, I know we had 30-some carries at the fullback position, but they just kept trying to pound it, and Belvedere North was not having it. So again, great effort by the Blue Thunder, their coaches. I mean, you talk about a team that was well prepared. Belvedere North was well prepared. Both sides. They were on triple option. Again, their best player is Ben Bucher, like two-year All-State kid. He's a multiple year starter. Plays wing. Plays safety. Can play some linebacker. Looked like he had a nagging injury. About towards the end of the first quarter, he got a cut a run outside, got a pitch, went outside, able to beat the corner, turn the corner. All of a sudden, he pulls up and runs right out of bounds, and then all of a sudden he grabs a hamstring. So he didn't come back in the game, which for a lot of teams that could have been disaster. But Belvedere North just kind of sucked it up and kept going. And to give them credit for that as well. But Ben Bucher not playing is a big loss for Belvedere North if he can't overcome it. If it's a nagging thing, hopefully he can overcome it because he's a great player. Even the quarter that he played, made some big plays, had a couple of big runs offensively, made some big plays on defense. I think he's the best player. So losing him could be a big impact. But and again, you wonder. They're going to run into a St. Francis team that offensively is going to be a whole lot different from a Cary Grove. I don't know if it was right matchup, right time last Friday. The more I look at it now and look back, I think that might have been part of the deal as well, where Belvedere North going up against an offense they know very well. They prepared for it very well. Cary Grove, maybe not as good as teams we've seen in the past, which, to be fair, there are some friends of mine in and around that conference that flat out told me at the beginning of the year, Edge, it's not a great year for Fox. So give them credit. Tip my hat to you guys for calling Friday night and telling me I told you so. So you told me so. But anyway, so again, all the credit to Belvedere North in that game. Bob McMillan, St. Francis, again, Brock Phillips has done a really nice job at quarterback this year. Another team, St. Francis, that I think people had some questions about who would step up and fill in some key spots. That was a huge one for the Spartans. Brock's put up tremendous numbers. They showed against Morgan Park if they need to go power, they can run power. I think they're at their best though when they're able to mix things up. Very good run game, and I can't remember his first name, Tivius Caldwell, running back, so they can run it when they need to. But the strength of this team is a receiver core. Dario Milivojevic, Alessio, younger brothers, committed to SIU, terrific two-way player. Zachary Washington, committed to Michigan State, big-time playmaker, game-breaking type of receiver. He will make an impact. Talked about Brock Phillips in the backfield as a quarterback, and good line play on both sides. I think defensively, it's going to be interesting. I think St. Francis will be ready for what Belvedere North offers. Again, I've said this many times. I'm going to say it again. If you are in the postseason and you're a one-trick pony, you better be damn good at that one trick. Because if someone is generally going to find a way to take that one-trick pony away from you, then what happens? Is Belvedere North capable of throwing the ball? Yes. Do they want to? No. No, they would much rather run the ball, run their offense, time of possession, all of it. So, an interesting matchup. I think I'm going to wind up taking St. Francis despite playing on the road. Again, to me, it's matchup at this time of the year. Belvedere North played their ass off against Cary. I mean, it was a tremendous effort. Tons of respect. That team earned a ton of respect, especially from my standpoint alone. I didn't know what to expect. Now I know what they play, and they play pretty good football at Belvedere North. This matchup with St. Francis is different. I don't know if they faced an offense that could be as explosive as the Spartans. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, guts and playing hard nose can take you a long way, as we've seen in the playoffs. So we know Belvedere North can do that. Interesting game for sure. And then again in the South bracket in 5, Oak Forest taking the short jaunt over to Providence to take on the Celtics. Providence, pretty neck and neck for a quarter, and then blew the doors off of Washington in the second half. Again, we're going to talk about this a lot, and I know some of you guys are probably sick of hearing about it, but we're going to continue to talk about it because it's God's honest truth. Providence, St. Francis, battle tested. Look at the conference they play in. Look at the crossover games they play in. It's quality football. It's physicality. You have got to play hard-nosed, fast and physical football to survive in the Catholic League. You have to. Ask any coach. There's a lot of coaches you could talk to about this that have played against these teams. They will tell you specifically it's different. The physicality is different. The speed is different. It's not me making it up. That's talking to several coaches. I have talked to coaches that coached for years in the public schools, went, retired, became a part-time assistant in private schools. Those guys, talk to them. They will tell you it's different. So again, I think Oak Forest, terrific story. They are an option team. They want to run the football. They want to control clock, draw out drives, long drives, time of possession. Providence, to me, a lot to offer. Start with Dominic V, the sophomore quarterback, had a great year. Very capable of throwing teams and throwing the ball against teams and winning with the passing game. Broden Maker, junior running back, is a monster. 6'2", 210 pounds. Big back, has good speed, runs hard, runs with power. Led by a senior-heavy offensive line. We've talked a lot about Bryce Tenza. There are 5 guys up front that are experienced, at multiple games under their belt. That is a strength of this team this year. If you ask me, yes, there's some great skill kids. Xavier Coleman is a big play threat. Get the ball in his hand. A lot of good things can happen. Up down the line, you got a freshman defensive end in Jason Hutton, who's already making an impact for Providence. This is a stacked Providence team. I like Providence to win this game against Oak Forest. Providence has had their moments this year. They've had some moments of sloppy play. They've had some turnovers and some penalties that have hurt them. But I think Tyler Plants and that staff has really kind of cooking where they want it now. And they have that ability, just like they did against Washington in the second half, where all of a sudden they locked in and really focused and just kind of flipped the switch and bam, they just blew by the Panthers. And it's a pretty good Washington team to end up beating the way they did. So I like Providence here for sure. I think Providence gets to the state title. People will love this. They'll play another Catholic League school at St. Francis in 5A. I can hear the moaning and the complaining already. I can hear it. But, hey, it is what it is. So there you go. My thoughts on Class 5A. Thanks, everybody. Go enjoy the semis. Have a great time, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.